Howdy lads and lasses and welcome to Kerbal Space Program. Now, anyone who's been around for, a couple months, not one of my new subscribers, but an older subscriber, will know that this is going to be a rehash of something that I've already done. However, I was terrible at Kerbal Space Program when I first tried to record that, so this is going to be a lot better. Now, I've got a couple mods installed. They will be in the description if I'm lucky. And if it worked out, I should also have a new intro, and I hope you enjoyed that. I just threw it together in a couple minutes. It was fun. I enjoyed it. So we're going to be throwing together our first little hopper here. Like I said last time, this is something everybody's got to do at least once. So there's no escaping it. I'm just going to call it hopper. I'm not even going to save it though, because I'm only ever going to use it this once, maybe twice. Okay, I might use it a couple times, but well, it's a long load time here. Alright, so first we're gonna get our mystery goo here. Mystery goo. Alright, and a crew report. And an EVA report. Then we're gonna take this data. We're gonna hop back in. Hopefully we're going to be splashing down. Alright, now that we are not burning any longer, I'm going to go ahead and time warp this. Look at the moon up there. That's a Death Star. You can even see the little dimple for the laser. And I'm going to go ahead and get my parachute out so that I don't get fast enough to stop it from working. And we'll flip back over. Go ahead and get another crew report here. And start time warping again. There we go. So from here we're going to observe our mystery goo. I'm really messing up that word and I have no idea why. I'm gonna hop out, take an EVA report, and take the data here from our crew report. Then we're going to redo the crew report. There we go. From here we're going to recover our vessel. And that is our first mission out of the way. Alright, now this time we're going to escape the atmosphere. And I'm going to go ahead and snag orbit Kerbin, even though I won't be able to do that quite yet. I should grab some science nodes here from the research and development department. And I guess I might as well get both of these. And then I can unlock just one of these. The most useful one is going to be for this mission, I'm going to go ahead and grab this. Alright, now we've got a decoupler here, a new part, and we've got the hammer. It should be powerful enough to get us out of the atmosphere here. Okay, so those are yellow, so I'm going to make this yellow. And then we are going to want one of these, and one of these. And because I won't be able to take my crew report out while I'm out of the atmosphere, I'm going to go ahead and put on one of these. Actually, I'm going to make it this one over here. Oh, and as you can see, I made my own little mod to have my channel profile picture as the flag, because I'm just that full of myself. You heard it here first. Alright, so now I'm going to want to grab the log temperature and log pressure data, sciences, from right here at home. And I want to take the data back out in our handy dandy notebook, reboard the craft, and launch. Now, normally this would be a gravity turn, and I would still call it that, except that it's not going to be for the same reason. I'm doing this so that I can extend my orbit, my suborbital hop further out along Kerbin, and that will slow us down and give us more atmosphere to drag through. Whereas generally you're doing it to increase the efficiency of your orbital capture burn. Hopefully I have enough electric charge to take these back. What does my apoapsis look like? And if it keeps falling at this rate, I'm not going to make it out of the atmosphere in this hop. But it looks like it's slowing down here, so I should just barely make it. Yep, look at that. Less than a kilometer out of the atmosphere. It was real close there for a second. Alright, let's see if this crew report is new. It is. We're going to go ahead and transmit that. And okay, so I'm not going to have enough electric charge unless I'm just not going to have enough electric charge. So what I'm going to do here is zoom on up to my apoapsis. And there we go. Immediately going to observe, log, oh dang, hurry up. I don't want to fall back down before I can get this data. Log, crew report, and then I can't do an EVA because I have not yet unlocked the EVA. But I have lots and lots of data unlocked here. So let's go ahead and speed up our return. Wow, didn't think about that. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to slow down time warp so that I slow down a bit faster. Re-entry from these suborbital hubs can be pretty dangerous if you're not careful. There we go. At least in this current update, the pilots start with parachutes, so if my parachutes had failed, I might have been able to go back to the KSC and upgrade the building so that I could EVA out and jump out with the parachute and survive. That sounded like my solid rocket motor. It's crashed down back there somewhere. Look at that, 87 science. So I'm going to want to unlock these liquid fuel rockets, and I've got a decision to make here. I can either snag the Terrier and these larger fuel tanks, or I can get some of these utility pieces, or I can get the basic science pieces, including some of these modded parts. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and snag this, and I'm going to make the first iteration here of my Falcon 1 version. It's not really at all related to the Falcons, but it makes me feel better to pretend it is, so I do. Alright, so first off, this is going to have one FLT 400 with a white finish with the Terrier. Then it's going to have a decoupler. So we've got our final stage here for our return from to Kerbin. And then we've got our second stage payload right there. And now we need 2 or 3 of these. White, of course, because it blends in better. And a swivel, as well as some fins. And this is going to be the Rogue One. I'm going to make it the Rogue I, because Roman numerals help me get my jollies off. But before I launch this, I'm going to go see if there are any missions I can take from the administration building. Because you never turn down an opportunity to make money in career mode. Observational, observational, observational. Decoupler at launch site. It's not quite worth it, is it? I think I could do these two after I get the orbit at the same time. Decouple and then fire the rocket booster. While in space near Kerbin. Okay, so I can do that for sure. I might also be able to do this one. Flying low, mystery goo, observation. But... since I'm going to orbit with this one, I might as well go ahead and snag that. since I can only get one or the other. Wait a minute, why do I have that open? Okay. So, let's see if I can make it to orbit with this. I should be able to. I've done it before. But there's always the chance that I will mess this up royally. In 3, 2, 1. Alright, I'm immediately going to start just this tiniest of gravity turns here. Because once I get going real fast, where you normally do your gravity turn, I won't be able to control my vessel. So I'm just going to get this down to 80 degrees here. And I'm going to try to maintain that for a while. I'm just going to slowly fight against the natural turn into prograde as I gain velocity. By the time I burn out this swivel engine here, I should be at about 45 degrees. Alright, we're coming up here to where we will have the least efficient rocket burning known to man. But the faster we get out of the atmosphere here, the better, with this particular rocket. Alright, now I'm going to want to turn towards the prograde. Yeah, see, so we're at about the 45 degrees here. Now let's check our Apple apps. Yeah, we're going to need to burn a bit with our upper stage rocket here. Just get that up into 75. Now I'm going to physics warp this. Alright, and now I'm going to go ahead and start burning here. And I'm going to take our science data here. Not that particular science data, but the mystery goo I know that I have a mission for. That is what it wanted, yes? Yes. Now I'm going to tilt up the slightest bit because I don't have a very high thrust to weight ratio with this. So I need to stave off passing this apoapsis marker for as long as possible, but don't ever really go higher than 10 degrees unless you are about to fall into the atmosphere. It just won't be good for you. Alright, and as you can see it's starting to move forward, so I'm going to tilt further down. I went a bit too far, let's tilt back up. Alright, it's going forward. It's going forward. Let's throttle down. I didn't mean to throttle all the way down, but, you know, it works. There we go. 76, 89. And that is a circular orbit here with 924 meters per second to spare. We have quite a bit of delta V here. In fact, I might be able to do a moon flyby. So let's return to the Space Center. I'm going to want to upgrade the astronaut complex so that I can do an EVA, and this so that I can do, well, these two, if I can afford it, yeah, so that I can do a maneuver node. And let's see how much a free return trajectory moon transfer would cost us here. Let's see, set as target, and at the descending node, in fact, should be fine, or at least close enough. Yeah, see? I'll see how much a free return trajectory is. And it looks like I'll be able to do it. Oh yeah, look at that. So let's go ahead and line up at our marker here. And I'm going to want to do an EVA. EVA report. And I'm going to take this data out in case it is destroyed when I come back. I didn't mean to open that, I hit the wrong button. I'm going to go ahead and take our crew report here. And I'm going to take this data too, not because it'll do anything where I need it, but because I can. And there are sometimes achievements and such. The missions can ask you to repeat your science. Alright. Let's go ahead and look at this maneuver node again. So I have 25 minutes to go look at missions. Explore Kerbin. That's not the one I want, but I'm going to go ahead and take it. Because I will be returning to Kerbin from orbit, even if that's not really what I'm primarily doing here. I can't do that one on this flight, so I might as well just leave that there. Let's head back. And we're on our maneuver node there. We have 60 extra meters per second of delta V for this mission. I'm going to go ahead and quick save just in case this doesn't quite work out. And then let's maneuver to our maneuver node. Alright, so now we've got 3 minutes to go ahead and get back to the maneuver node location here. I'm going to quick save one more time in case I mess up this burn somehow. And fast forward towards our thing here. Now at about 15 seconds we're going to start our burn. node in 20 seconds. 18, 16, burn start. Alright, now I need to do some slightly more accurate puffs here of my engine. And just gonna finish off this burn here manually. I need to get down to about 45. There it goes. Oh, as you can see, I have Kerbal's leveling up immediately set as my difficulty setting. Look at that, only 1 extra meter per second has been burned. So that's cool. Now I'm going to burn up to here, wait until I get up to there. About. And then I'm going to do high over Kerbin science. And then I'll be getting ready to enter the moon's sphere of influence, where I can do the moon science. Log temp, log atmospheric pressure, log a crew report, and do an EVA. Alright. Now let's warp up to the sphere of influence change. Alright. Now let's go ahead and warp to the periapsis. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and kill this and kill the warp. Now let's take our science one more time. Alright, now one more time I'm going to check the Space Center and see if I have any more missions I can take. Because it has been a while, at least a few hours, probably closer to a day or so. Kerbin time. Climate study of Kerbin. Interesting. Not one I can do on this mission, though. And it doesn't look like I can do any of these quite yet. Well, that's fine, though, because these two here that I'm going to be doing are going to pay, let's see, 63,000 and another 13,000, so 76,000. It's more than enough for us to launch our next mission. Now, so that we don't mess up our orbit here, because see, it's already changed a bit, we're going to warp to our SOI, and then we're going to kill the warp, because warping through sphere of influence changes can mess up your encounters and your periapses, and just messes with your orbit in general. What's the time here? It's given me 3 whole minutes, and I'm not going to make either of us sit through all that. There we go, 3 seconds. Alright, so I've got 16 hours till that one and 6 hours to that one, which means that what I need to do here is burn a bit retrograde. There we go. Now I'm going to burn till periapsis, or not burn, but warp till periapsis. It won't warp all the way there because hitting the atmosphere here will slow me down to no warp, just like that. But then I'm coming in a bit hot and I don't have a heat shield. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to burn as much of this delta V as I can before I hit the atmosphere here. And then I'm going to jettison this. And I'm going to get Jebediah here ready for a bit of a rough landing. Let's go ahead and delete that alarm so it doesn't slow me down again. And hit our physical warp. Now look at that, it's going to be a bit hot. That's exactly why I pulled all the science off of these pieces here and into the main cabin. Those might explode. Yep. So there goes some money, but Jeb will be fine, probably. Alright, I've already burned off over 300 meters per second of velocity here. And the temperature gauges are starting to go back down. So it looks like we've made it. I'm going to go ahead and turn off SAS. And I accidentally turned on RCS, but I don't have any RCS engines, so that doesn't really do anything either way. Now let's see which biome we're going to be landing in. Oh, I have gone out back into space again. Oh well, it happens. I've skipped off the atmosphere, but as you can see, my periapsis is still below the atmosphere, so I will eventually return to Kerbin. Alright, so now I want to change this to zone me onto the retrograde marker. And I'm going to warp around back till when I hit the atmosphere again. Looks like I'm going to be coming in right over the Kerbal Space Center. So, that's convenient. The closer I am to the Space Center, the more money I will get in my recaptured parts, so that's good. I'm going to drop a quick save here. Alright, now that I'm in the atmosphere, I can turn SAS back off again, because the natural shape of this cockpit hitting the atmosphere will orient it to where this bottom part is facing the retrograde marker. So, keeping SAS on will do nothing but burn some of my electrical charge here. Look at that, I'm passing right over the Space Center right now. It's just down there. You can see it. Alright, and then this is orbital velocity that we just hit at 37,000, okay, closer to 38,000 meters up in the atmosphere. Needless to say, we will not be going back out into orbit, which is a good thing. Alright, so it doesn't look like we're going to be losing any more parts here, which is good for our budget, because these scientific instruments are the most expensive part of this craft. Second to maybe the engines. Looks like all we lost is the temperature scanner, the too hot thermometer. The too hot thermometer got a bit too hot. Alright, 2 kilometers up, 1 kilometer up, and I'm going to stop my time warp here and restart it. $100 meters and closing. Let's kill our warp. And there we go. Our third mission was a successful moon flyby. Alright, now let's go ahead and see which parts here I want to unlock. I'm going to grab that, and then I'm going to need these, and I can't quite afford fuel systems now. But let's see if I need any of these here. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and unlock this. And I will be back soon with our next mission. From here on out, though, it will be transitioning to 1 mission per episode. These first 2 missions didn't really count, though, in my opinion, because they didn't reach orbit. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this extra bit of content here for this episode, because these next few should not be anywhere near as long. I hope I'll see you then, and subscribe if you want to be notified when they're up. Peace.